pencil popper. Step 1.
Here, we're going to use, for this fly, we're going to use a 4/0 popper hook. You really want a hook just to match the size of the popper body you're going to use. This is a pencil popper being a little bit thinner. What we've done here is taken a bit of epoxy and we're going to glue this body right onto the hook shank. Fill that gap in with epoxy. Place the popper butted right up against the hook eye, leaving a tiny bit of space for the tail we're going to tie in later. It's a good idea to kind of fill in the gap with some epoxy. Just help secure it so it's not going to twist or come undone on you.
Step 2.
Now what we're going to do is mask the popper for painting. You want to lay it down fairly close to the lateral line, the center portion of the popper body. And really the way you paint this is up to you. It's nice to have a lighter underbody and a darker top. And there we have both sides taped about the same.
Step 3.
Now here we're going to use some blue head cement and a brush of some sort. Work just fine.
Like a home manufactured item we got there.
Make the best of what we have. Now model paint will work quite well for this as well.
Step 4.
Now that it's dried, we can see that the glue's cracked a bit, which gives it a nice effect.
Step 5.
Now we're going to take and put some epoxy over top of the head cement. And that way it'll keep it from chipping off. Make sure you paint the space or the line between the paint and the body. Get that covered with epoxy because that's where it'll chip.
Step 6.
Now what we're going to do is glue a couple eyes on. Using Zap-A-Gap, that should be the glue. Use some sort of crazy glue. I'm going to take some raised plastic kind of doll eyes. Place one on either side. Again, the color that you choose. There we go, one on either side of the fly.
Step 7.
I'm going to come in with some tying thread at the end, and the thread you use isn't really that important. We'll tie a bit of Flashabou in at this point. Crystal flash or Flashabou will work just fine. Try and use pearl just to keep the underbody of the fly consistent.
Step 8.
And now we're going to come in with a couple of blue neck hackles just to match the body in a blue color. Tie them in either side of the fly, a matching pair. After we've got a few blue feathers tied in, we're going to put a couple yellow feathers to overlap.
What are we trying to mimic here?
Just some sort of saltwater minnow. If you wanted to get fancy, you could put a yellow stripe down the side of the fly too to continue on that yellow color.
It's important to accessorize your fish.
Get that securely tied down so it's not going to pull out on you.
Step 9.
Now what we're going to do is tie in a bit of a collar towards the red portion here. Tied in by the tip, it just helps keep it, keeps the right taper when you wrap. Just a few turns. You could wrap a white feather, a yellow, really something, whatever your choice.
Are you wrapping it towards the
body of the fly, yes. Snip it off neat there. Just a few more wraps to keep it tied down.
Would you ever glue that area?
Yeah, it would be a good idea to glue it just so it doesn't come undone.
Step 10.
Here we are. This is another reason to use the extended reach whip finish. Just allows you to get to the back of the fly a lot easier. This is just one style of popper for saltwater bass fishing.